Good day, welcome back to Sheldon's Gardening Tips, your complete DIY guide for everything lawn and garden care. Now, this is what you could call part 3 of my Bermuda lawn transformation series. So if you recall that the lawn was scalped and scarified 3 weeks ago. Scalp means it was cut down to dirt, and the scarify means I removed all dead grass and organic matter from the soil. Then I also applied some manure, which would have provided some very much needed nutrients to the soil as well. I then allowed the lawn to recover, and after 7 days, I showed where I was doing a cylinder mow. Now, today, I'll be taking that even one step further. I'll be verticutting the lawn. The lawn has thickened up so much now that it warrants a verticut. Now, in case you're wondering, why do I verticut the lawn? Now, I am verticutting this lawn because it is so thick. The grass has grown so tightly together. So because the lawn has thickened up so much, verticutting will serve to thin out the lawn. And by thinning out the lawn, you will allow air, water, and fertilizer to be able to reach the soil instead of just staying within the canopy of the grass. So by thinning out the lawn as well, it serves to, or it promotes more uniform growth. It also makes it easier for the lawn to be maintained, because if the lawn is too thick, it makes it difficult for the mower to cut the lawn. Also, when the lawn is fertilized, if it's too thick, then it's going to make it difficult for the fertilizer to make its way down to the soil, especially if it's granular fertilizer. And by thinning out the lawn as well, it will help to reduce thatch buildup, because if the grass is allowed to grow excessively, it will over time have dead grass, like dead roots and dead stems, present in the grass, and then this will hamper the penetration of nutrients, water, and oxygen getting down to the soil and not just staying within the grass itself. To verticut the lawn, I'll be using my Allet verticutting reel. Now, this is somewhat different from scarifying, which was done a few weeks ago. When I scarified, the blades of the scarifier went below the surface of the soil. Now, with this verticutter, if you notice, the blades aren't as thick as those on the scarifier. So these will basically just stay within the canopy of the grass itself. And what I'll be doing is cutting those stolons, which is above ground stems, which are running laterally across the lawn. Alright, so just to give an idea of what came out, almost totally green, but these are just lateral runners that have caused the lawn to thicken up so much. So there is a need to thin out the lawn, thus removing this excess growth. This will also make way for new growth to come through, which will make the lawn healthier and looking better as well. Okay, so that's the verticut now done. So what I will be doing next, I'll be using the rotary mower to suck up the cuttings that are now on the lawn, as well as to trim down those tall blades of grass. So what the verticutter has also done is to lift the grass blades up. So when I cut, I can now get an even cut. So there are some that may be a bit too tall to get a proper cut with the cylinder mower. So I will be using the rotary mower first, just to trim those extra tall ones. And then I will go over with the cylinder mower, just to polish it off and give it an even cut. Alright, so now it's time for the cylinder mower. Okay, so I'll show you the finished result. Okay, so what I'll be doing next, I will be applying a balanced NPK fertilizer, liquid fertilizer that is. So that is 20-20-20. So it's a balanced, it's balanced in terms of the nitrogen, phosphorus, and the potassium levels. Now this will help to get the lawn even greener within a short space of time, because it's liquid. It will make its way down into the soil and down to the roots of the plants as fast as possible. Now this will be applied using my hose end sprayer. From this point onward, my maintenance plan is very simple to get this lawn continuing to look healthy for the rest of the year. So I will be continuing my mow 2 to 3 times per week. I will be watering deep watering 2 times per week. I will be applying granular fertilizers every 6 to 8 weeks, just to give it some slow release nutrients. And I will also be applying some liquid fertilizer like every 2 weeks. So this is to give it a boost between the applications of granular fertilizer. Every month, so once a month, I will be doing the verticutting of the lawn. And once every week, I'll be using the allet, the power rake, if you want to call it that. Allet calls it the scarifying reel. However, I call it the rake, the power rake. So I will be using that on a weekly basis just to clean up the lawn. And then eventually, I will be applying some plant growth regulator. This is to control the the vertical growth of the lawn. So whenever the rain season starts, the grass will start growing quite fast, and I might not be able to keep up with the rate of mow, the rate of mowing that will be required. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you again in future videos.